Good evening to all of you fine folks watching us here on Speed Gaming 2. Hope you're ready for some more Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, because that's what we have available. I'm Trenton tonight, joined by the always hungry, always Canuck, the Hangry Canuck. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. Hype for this match. Want to see some nukes, some nuclears. The regular stuff.
We got some divergence already with the party selection. Mageius choosing to bring a black belt, and Solaris has brought all mages with the double black mage strats.
I have a feeling if there's no good magic, we're gonna see a black belt strat on Mageius' side, and if there's good magic, I think that black belt's not gonna see Garland.
Well, he has no fighter, so he's committed to the black belt from the start. Unless he rerolls this party, that's his strat. He's going with the black belt. I'll be very curious to see how he plays that out. I've actually practiced going the black belt on these flags. You can very much have a 32 black belt going into Temple of Fiends revisited easily, which is usually going to make mincemeat out of that.
Yeah, and then if the spells are good, then you've got support from your mages, and you just got your black belt punching everything. Just like, it's the same thing with the fighter. Like, your mages are just support for your fighter's going to be doing all the damage. The only difference is, with the fighter, you need to find a good weapon. The black belt, he's equipped with his weapon, his Fist of Fury.
Yeah, the fighter is weapon dependent, the black belt is level dependent. So, both of these runners need something. And it's a big question of how long it'll take them to get going. Real quick, we'll mention that the white mage is forced. That's why both of them have it in the first spot. The thief is banned. They were not allowed to bring one if they wanted to. So with that, I hope everybody is ready for some action, because we're about to see them off and running.
I kind of like the thief, though.
If you want kind of a tale of a tape between these two, Mageius currently unranked in SRL, Solaris 38th. Mageius has been around longer, but Solaris a little more active recently.
And in the black, we got Ice 2, Ice, ooh, fast level 1.
That's fantastic for black mages. Ice 2, good AoE, fast, one of the great utility spells.
And in the white magic, ooh, Invis 2, Harm 4.
Harm 4, and maybe even more important, is Ruse at level 1, so I think that's learnable by the night on class promotion.
Ooh, pretty expensive cabins. No one's gonna want that real estate. Not at this early point in the game.
It always feels bad when you have to go to Temple of Fiends without a save item.
But Solaris is gonna make his way there, so let's see if he decides to check the chest. Yep. I like to beat Garland up first.
I like to know what I'm going for, and I can always reset and do Garland, skipping the chests.
We have some zombies here, our first attack.
Yeah, that's perfect for Solaris. The Harm 4 to clear them out, that's going to be level 2 for everybody.
Looks like Mageius is slideshow mode.
That's unfortunate, but we'll do our best to keep track of what's going on there.
Ooh, zombies first strike hit the fighter pretty good, but one more charge of Harm 4. Ooh, he ran.
Katana is greatly fine. That's a lot of money.
Yep, because you're definitely not going to be able to use it without a thief.
So also, I want to add a veteran move by Solaris to pick up that silver knife. The fighter just doesn't do good without a weapon in hand, so picking up a cheap one makes a big difference.
He freeze-dried Garland pretty easily there. And let's see, the king gives us a yummy, yummy ruby. Ooh, in the slab, so there could be fetch quests already here.
Right, no ship early means there'll be a bit more walking around, and when we don't have the save items, that's not very nice.
Ooh, the katana's worth, not worth that great money, but it'll get him some save items for sure. Probably pick him up some armor too if he decides to check.
That's good spell money. Somewhere around 3 to 5k is usually good for another level's worth of spells, even if they're on the expensive side.
Beef you curry. The only thing shuffled is the towns.
We got a bargain on gold bracelets today. That's something we're going to have to visit later on.
Oh, looks like Mageius is engaging Garland. Should make short work of him with the ice 2s though. Oh, Black Mage down. Garland attacks.
Yeah, the black belt is just not very durable in the early game. Even in the late game, the armor's not going to be great. He's going to take a lot of damage. He specializes in kind of that one enemy combat of punching its lights out.
We have Solaris going to Matoya where there's a copper bracelet and some more money, and he nopes at it.
It's not a lot of money, so I can understand leaving that behind when you don't have the save items to travel safely. But it does look like you get a really nice walk on this overworld.
Ooh, and we have Melman, and he has the slab, so he can get that translated early. Oh, Zozo Melman is on. For those of you that don't know, Zozo Melman means that you can get an attack in the deserts in Melman.
Solaris has got some more undead to use Harm 4 on. That's always a welcome sight. So Zozo Melman pays some dividends and gets him to level 4. Those early levels are really valuable, especially if you're going to have to do something like diving the Marsh Cave. Getting yourself up to the level 8 range adds a lot of stability in getting through Marsh Cave.
I just shudder when someone mentions Marsh Cave. Looks like he's going to waste some more harms. This is actually a good strat for Solaris. He's going to get some easy levels early.
Yeah, without question, Harm 4, if you're going to bring a white mage, it's great to have Harm 4 at a low level, especially for the early game. It's a big nuke against a lot of the undead, which are usually one of your most problematic enemies.
Looks like we have Mageius buying some supplies here, so always a good idea to pick some up. Looks like Solaris is going to head towards the Dwarf Cave now and make the roundabout loop to get to Elfland.
Able to afford a few cabins is going to make this overworld travel a lot easier. And these early enemies, they're just not worth the experience once you're already level 3. That's about as far as they can carry you.
Yeah, boat runners have found that gold in Rando, so I don't expect to see too many overworld encounters at this point in time.
It's always a little hard to judge that in the very early world because the Corneria area has a lot of safe tiles, so it can make a run look a lot better than it is. But here in the open land around Elfland, we see that is a very, very nice walk.
Looks like Mageius is going to head towards Matoya now. Mageius is slightly behind.
Yeah, without a timer, I'm not entirely sure if we're seeing Mageius real time or maybe a little behind, but so far that's what it seems to be. But Mageius is going to be a little slower in the early game with that black belt. You're really hoping to make up the time on the second half of the seed, really.
Ooh, and Elfland turns to be...
What is he doing?
Ooh, maybe he forgot he has the... Ooh, we translated the slab. Did he forget, I wonder?
He had to have. It's remarkable you're there, and normally that would be awful, but
now he's heading
the
for
slab.
Marsh.
There's a free item waiting for you.
And now he's going Marsh.
Now, it's still very likely that Marsh Cave is needed, but that just feels bad to leave the item behind, because, for example, if it had been the herb or key, you certainly would have made use of it right away.
And it looks like Mageius has run into some dangerous encounter there.
I think he's testing out the encounter table to see where it's going to pick up at and what he wants to burn off. It's a very good idea to do that early.
And here's everybody's favorite cave, the Marsh Cave.
So our classic incentivized chest here, the one guarded by wizards. Under these flags, we are almost always going to have 2 loose items from the incentive pool, which
Black Mage down.
Being required.
Black Mage down.
That's probably not a bad thing at this moment. I wouldn't reset over it. But if none of the treasures here are worthwhile, you reset and you're back to the overworld.
Life 2 and level 5 white. Is that red mage learnable? I do not know.
I'm not an egg. I don't track it by the slats. I just try and learn it if I need to. Well, scums have rub.
And nuke in the level 5 black.
Yeah, that's very bad for the black mages. Also very bad for Solaris that he wasn't able to get to the last treasure on the north side before finding out what was here.
Oh, and down goes Mageius again. He's having some awful trouble with these guys.
Yeah, I think what I might suggest in that position is move the black belt further back. Move him to the back of the party until you get a few levels.
So the red mage can learn nuke. Ooh, that could be interesting. We'll get to see what this chest is, if Solaris can ever get there. Ooh, a pro ring. It's a good piece of armor off the start. Not sure if I'd put it on my fighter, though.
Your fighter's going to be at the front. You want him to be tanky, and it's very good absorb. It just probably doesn't do enough for the mages right now. That is a whole bunch of money, though. That's very nice.
But he nopes out. So no more pro ring.
Depending on which chest
idea.
that was in, you might be able to pick it up on this floor. I'm just not an expert on which ones are linked.
No, it wasn't in the linked one.
These undead are not treating Mageius nicely. He's trying to do kind of the same strat Solaris did of getting those levels off them. But the black belt is just not as durable as the fighter in the early game.
Switch off from the push to talk? I can't do that.
It's causing a ding every time you talk. They want you to... Okay. So we have Mageius working through Melmon now. We have Solaris hunting through the ice cave. He finds a loose crown. A loose one. Not even the incentive location. It's just hanging around in the bottom of the Marsh cave. That is a big-time find for SolarysDrix at this point. Now Solaris is going to head for the incentive location guarded by the mages. A few other chests, because you don't want to miss the another potential loose item. Boy, if you found both loose items in Marsh Cave, that'd be something. Crown also could mean a visit to Astos is in our near future. But this is Marsh Cave, and sometimes the bones have lit too. What you can do, however, is get through this Marsh Cave a lot faster once you have that information of which treasures you want to go after.
And I'm back.
Welcome back. Hope you saw the crown here.
Ooh, we got a crown. So does that mean we're going to the old king?
Well, we're also going to have to find out what the actual incentive item is, because that was loose in the northeast room.
Ooh, so there's one loose item already. So there's only one left.
And we take us... This is a good example of how unpleasant Marsh Cave can be. We've got Bones with Lit 2, we've got the Scums firing off Rub. Solaris reobtains the crown.
So I guess we'll see what the incentivized item is going to be soon. Oh, gargoyles with fire too!
They just have this habit of being nasty.
This is what I hate about this cave. Wide open.
Honestly, at this point, I'd be tempted to go straight to the incentive chest before the crown, find out what it is. Mageius gets to find out what Solaris didn't, which is that the crystal was available from Lupa Town. Lufane gives us the crystal, which we can turn back into Matoya. That ice armor is a very significant upgrade defensively.
I think in a situation like this, you...
Alright, here we go with the wizards. They're runnable. And Ice 2 is not going to do very good. I'd tell those black mages to run. Oh, Gaze comes out for good measure. And Mageius is going to walk back to Matoya with the crystal. Not going to try the Marsh Cave. I don't fault him for that at level 1, but I also think at this point you gotta get more than level 1. And it's the floater! Now, we do not have the ability to turn in the floater yet. The question is, where's the ship or where's the canoe? Either one of those get us airborne. But Solaris also going to try and get the crown out of here, too. This is an unpleasant marsh cave. Gargoyles stink. The bones stink. The scums stink. There's a lot that stinks in here. Oh, and apparently the imps have squint, so they stink, too.
Everything in the Marsh Cave sucks.
Well, they're not even in the Marsh Cave. They're on the overworld and just wiped out Mageius. Oh, and Cremate. I missed the Cremate. My apologies. Well, this is Script Shuffle in action. Since the first tournament, I've described Script Shuffle this way. Do you want imps with nuke? Because this is how you get imps with nuke. And here comes Lit 2 again.
Is he gonna make...
No, he just can't survive 2 of those right now. He's too low a level. If he were a higher level and had an extra 8-10 points of magic defense, it would cut into that and give him a little bit better chance, but also he's losing out on initiative rolls right now, which is hurting a lot.
Yeah, and if you can't get out with the stuff, oh boy. I've been in this situation before. I've spent 40 minutes trying to get out of Marsh.
I continue to struggle with the concept of how much do I need to be stubborn in a dungeon versus how much do I need to do something different to change things up. I kind of set my rule at 3 encounters. If there's 3 encounters I don't want to see, I need to figure out a different way to do this. That's what we're looking at in this Marsh Cave. So my plan B, personally, would be get back over to Elfland area, which is... Actually, you can't even do that because it's Lufane, so there's no inn to stay in. But you gotta kill some stuff on the overworld, get more magic points to clear out the enemies in here, get a little more durability with hit points, and then make your dive.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. This Marsh Cave is looking like one of those times where you're gonna be like, well, maybe I'll try somewhere else first. But since there's nowhere else to try, you're stuck.
I don't think it's necessarily Astos at this point because we haven't seen Matoya, but one of them, yes, is going to have to give us... Or no, I'm sorry, Matoya gave us the rod, and I didn't see that.
So, Astos has to give us the ship or the canoe.
Yes, one of those has to be the case. Yeah, I don't think there's any other possibility for fetch... Well, there is one other possibility, which is Herb.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's the only other thing we can walk to right now. Yeah, Chad eyeing that really...
scorpions.
Chat eyeing that really nicely priced gold bracelet in Canaria. That would feel great on that black belt right now. Be a huge advantage versus just running around with level 1 defense.
And Solaris picks up his crown. Again.
This is the horrible encounter of awfulness. Yes, cast the harm 4, run with everybody else. That's exactly the right play.
Looks like he's getting out with just the crown. He's not going to try for the floater.
Oh, that's interesting.
I kind of like this play, though, because if he does manage to get out with 1, then he's only going to go in for...
Well, you know right now that that crown has to be further progression.
Oh, so did he hit floater first? Oh, okay.
I thought he did.
I thought he had wiped, though, after he had gotten it.
Well, it's happened a few times. I think this is attempt number 5.
Ooh, those shadows. I remember them from last night.
Arm 4 makes work of them. Yes, he does have the floater, so he is finished with that Marsh Cave. Now, does he remember to go to Elfland area and get the slab item? He does not. He's going straight to Astos.
So now, if Astos does not cough up the ship or the canoe, is he going to remember he's got that slab turn-in?
Yeah, this could be an efficiency thing as well, because this ship should go to Elfland.
There it is. Ship.
This ship should be at the Elfland dock, waiting for him after getting past Astos. After that, you can sail, and there is a nice convenient dock waiting for you to pick up the airship with. Mageius now is starting runs against the Marsh Cave. It's going to be rough for him at even lower levels than Solaris came in here at.
I think Mageius, if he's trying to get that black belt, he should not be in the first slot. Because
Solaris is going
I put him down the bottom.
Looking for the ship. Or he was checking the one closest, but I believe Elfland is actually considered the dock of choice here.
I think it only goes to Elfland or Provoca, depending on where you get it.
It can go to Canaria as well.
I've seen it, yeah, if you get the ship from the king, it'll go to Canaria, I guess.
It also will, actually, if you get it out of the Onrak area. Or even Vanilla Lefane. If you pick it up in that town, it'll pop up at Canaria.
And here goes Solaris.
Those Scorpions giving Mageius the business. This is gonna be rough, and he really needs a couple of successful dives in here. He needs to get this treasure out of the north, a few levels, heal up, then go to the south side to have a chance. This place is just gonna be rough. Well, yeah, it looks like Solaris did forget the slab. We'll see how long it takes him to remember.
He's got a lot more places to go to now, so he might forget about the slab altogether.
Well,
what did Matoya give the rod?
Gave the rod, so you'll need that for Earth Cave, but we could be a while from getting to Earth Cave. Melmond area has Crescent Lake available, so we're about to see another item.
I have a feeling that Solaris is gonna be on the hunt for that rod, and he's not gonna know. He's gonna forget all about the slab.
Well, the bad thing is a translated slab does not show up in your inventory.
Ooh, Kraken access. Oxyale. I'm guessing he's totally forgot about the slab turn-in.
We will see how long it takes to remember, because the longer it takes, the longer you're going to be searching for items. And boy do I know it. I've done it myself. Pro rings for sale here.
Pro rings.
Good prices on the Pro Rings gold bracelets today, which is very valuable for these party selections. A excellent point in chat from ETAP. They have access to Sarda right now, although I would skip it because if you've got the floater, you might as well get the airship first and do it faster.
Yeah, there's no reason to go He should be going straight for the airship right now. There's no reason for him to go anywhere else.
Gargoyle's giving Mageius the business, and he's going to have to try again at this Marsh cave.
This is going to cost him some serious time.
Yeah, this is always the struggle as a runner. How stubborn are you with the dungeon? You know there's a way through.
Oh,
but how many times does it take?
Sahags with Death Touch.
You know, they're just never a pleasant enemy.
Come get some.
Could not get away, but I respect the effort of trying to anyways, because all you have to do is save and you're that much closer to the airship. Chat noting that yes, you can sail to the airship. There's a convenient dock waiting for us there. Now here's what could really hurt Mageius more than the dungeon itself. If he gets the right RNG, he's going to go straight for that incentive item. He could miss the crown here very easily.
Well, the gargoyles are going to make sure he has to try again.
Solaris just a few spaces away from getting the airship.
Looks like
The guy
Mageius
goes-
is trying to decide what he wants to do. Looks like he's going to give her another shot. Yeah, Spell. This is why I hate Marsh incentivized, especially early game if it's needed. And Solaris is in the air at the 24-minute mark.
Mine's on rack.
He does have the Octi Ale.
Smart move to check for the vendor item. It's not here, but tents on the cheap are a welcome sight.
Cheap real estate is always good.
Alright, so now you've got the incentive location at Ice Cave that you can get to. We cannot get to the incentive location at Castle Ordeals at this time. Quad X
Quad X.
and Quake. Quake's not a great AoE, but it's a functional one at low levels.
Ooh, cheap Cure 4.
Yeah, this is a seed that I think would have favored a red mage, because you'd have Quad X and Cure 4.
Looks like Mageius is now gonna engage the wizards.
The early white magic just not very good in this seed. Lit 3's okay. Mageius finds the bloater. Now he has to get it out of here.
Now, will he dart straight out, or will he remember to check the rest of the chests?
He can't afford to. This is a marsh cave that's too nasty, and you just found the floater. You've got to get out of here and gamble that that item's not here. There's nobody in this situation that's going to continue to loot. Gonna try and get that floater out. Well, maybe
You
I'm
could
wrong.
be wrong. Uh-oh.
That's why you don't make definitive statements. Solaris, veteran move, looking for that vendor item early, and remembering to check
Poor Mageius.
TNT is really expensive, but really at the Oasis. Good time to go to the Cardia Islands, though, and get a bunch of treasure. Instead, Solaris is going to go for the Lefane, which is going to have to be Gaia at this point.
No, could be Provoca.
You're right.
Haven't seen Provoca yet. I think that's what he's fishing for.
And
There it
gets
is.
the payoff.
I think he was looking for these level 2 spells, hoping for like a good AoE, like a Fire 3.
Fire
say.
3. Yeah, I think right now what he really, really wants to see is a level 2 Fade.
Or some exit action. And
Exit
life.
life are okay.
He's going to take on some pirates first.
Now, this is one where I don't think the white mage has a lot of value, especially not after class promotion.
Mageius
Oh,
picking
Mageius
up his
did find the crown. Good for him.
But
I was
now
worried.
He's pretty well dead. And there's the gargoyles. And there's the end of the road.
Pirates hand over a ribbon, so now Mageius knows what's at stake here. But I just really feel like he needs a couple levels. This is about attempt number 6 here. And he seems to be
trying to burn off encounters, or... Because he just burned his long run. This situation, you might almost be better off.
This isn't good because he's walking on a bunch of free tiles. He was walking on a bunch of free tiles there along the door. You will not get an encounter on the same row as the door unless it happens to be a trap tile. Tyros and Wyverns. This is not a good fight. Although I am on Team Tyro, this is just objectively, generally a tough encounter that he doesn't have the spells to deal with. Nuke would be one thing, but...
Ah, he's trying to make some stakes.
He just doesn't really have a good means of killing them.
Meaning you can Quad X after a while.
Well,
Quad X might have taken out those Wyverns, though.
The Wyverns are just paper.
Normally in situations like this, it doesn't hurt to toss a Quad X. I think you should fire a Quad X. There we go. There you go, Quad X. Ooh, still over 300 hit points on that thing.
But this is why Tyros are not a good fight to take. It's not just a meme. They're a much more durable enemy who tends to have some sharp teeth.
It's like Mageius is collecting some levels here.
I really approve of that play. You gotta change up something to try and get a different result here. And levels fix a lot of problems.
There you go. There's some stakes for everybody. The only thing about collecting levels here is he does not have a tent, so... Or a house, sorry.
I think you use up the charges and then walk back to Canaria. As bad as it sounds, I think that's the right play. A light axe is a good find. But even just a couple levels will improve your chances of surviving these encounters and running away.
Wow, Cardi Isles are being cheap tonight.
That light axe is actually a much better weapon than the silver knife for the fighter, so it would be good for Solaris to equip that, but hopefully find a better one soon.
No, this Marsh is rough. Oh, and Scum's with Rub too?
Yep, wow. They've been firing that all race long so far.
Wow, these behemoths are poor.
That's a great move for Solaris, using the reset strats after the marshy, the swamp Dragon Island doesn't give anything. Iron armor not going to be worth anything here.
Yeah, wow, Cardi Isles are a bust.
Other than that light axe, which so far is his best weapon, both for AoE magic against the undead, and it is the best weapon that the fighter can equip right now. Has he remembered the slab?
Looks like he has. Now he'll fly to Matoya more than likely. It is Rod.
He's really short on money to pick up the TNT.
Well, he's got the airship. Ice is incentivized, and there is the treasury in the volcano. There's usually good gold in there, and he's got the levels for that, so I can see him going there next.
With an exit charge, I'd feel pretty good about the volcano armory dive. And hopefully that gives you enough money to get going.
Oh, I think he's going to Earth Cave first.
Sarda.
Or Sarda, yeah.
Very good move.
Another item to get towards the 12 items he needs for the experience boost.
Experience boost is always helpful. It's the cube.
The Rubik's Cube. I wonder if he solved it first.
Maybe. I bet Sarda cheats. I bet he takes the stickers off. He seems like the type.
Oh, he's gonna check the chests here. Will he feed? Oh, he has to feed him.
Yeah, you have to feed the Titan under these flags because he's moved over. That was one of the early great features Nits added that I just absolutely loved. I said, that's incredibly evil, and I love it.
More money.
Yeah, 6,000 gold feels really good right now for as starved for cash as we've been.
Yeah, it feels good till you realize your key item is 48k. Yeah, Gregley, he is struggling down here. He's almost got to come up with another strategy because this is not working.
It only takes once to get it out.
Looks like Solaris is going to make the Ice Cave play. I like this play. Incentivized item. Could be the canoe.
I'd like it more with warp.
Yeah, he's got exit though, so he's only going to make one trip anyway, and you're going to full clear it.
Well, so, the best thing he has going for him is actually the light axe.
Because you still need an item, right? There's still an item in an ice chest. I like this play, because it's the incentivized item. If it happens to be the canoe, it opens up the rest of the world for you.
The only trouble is, much like this Marsh Cave, you have to get out of here, and he's actually pretty low level for the Marsh Cave, or for Ice Cave.
Nonsense. I did it on, what, 5 last night?
Well, did you have warp?
Nope.
Oh, never mind. But you had nuke, though, right?
Oh yeah, I had lots of nukes, but he is nuke too, so...
No, he's got ice, too, in the low levels.
No, he bought nuke, I think, didn't he?
I think
he can't use it
level
yet.
5, he doesn't have any charges yet.
Oh, he's level 8. That's plenty for the Ice Cave.
Sorcerers now. One thing that almost always is better in Randomizer than vanilla.
Yeah, in vanilla it's like touch dead.
Well, it was literally broken in vanilla. Basically, if they multi-hit, you were dead even if they missed. Because it was bugged in how it processed it.
Yeah, I was firing nukes like they were going out of style last night. Ooh, unrunnable mages on this trap tile. That's not very good. These guys could be dangerous. And they got great magic defense.
Quad X might have been the better weapon here, actually. Take 2 of them out.
I don't know, they got high magic resistance though.
They're low on HP.
They're weak though.
That's a pretty nice encounter, actually.
Level 10 already, so he's got some good levels. Got a level advantage, a progression advantage.
I wish he was making a little more use of the light axe, though, just because he's so low level. This would be a great chance to advance when you get those strictly undead parties. There you go. This is going to be a nice little bit of experience here. It's not great, but you need some, and it's offering it to you for easy pickings.
Is he gonna full clear the ice cave here?
Opal armor, currently the best we've found for a knight. These frost wolves could be an interesting fight. Getting 2 hits with that silver knife, but he could really use a better weapon right now. He actually has one with the light axe, but he moved it. Power Gauntlet's a good find. And the Frost Wolves are runnable. Fire 3 should take care of them, though. Mageius is still working through this marsh cave. It's been really unpleasant. You've got the gargoyles unpleasant, the scums are unpleasant, the bones are unpleasant. There's just a lot that's trying to kill him here. And so far, it's having a lot of success. Some days you get the marsh cave, other days the marsh cave gets you.
You never get the marsh cave. The marsh cave always gets you.
Well, I like to think the days you get the marsh cave are the ones where you don't even have to go there. Got the Wizard 6-pack. Cactus Mummy combination. Not great, but Fire 3 will take care of business if it gets off.
And Sardia, our fearless leader, has joined the chat. With bringing in those big biddies.
Short Sword, he finally gets an upgrade that he'll equip. And let's see what the eye has. It has Frost.
And it looks like it goes fast.
Yeah, so if you were
not going to be a good grind.
Yeah, if you were thinking get levels here, it just said no. And you really don't want to find out what's behind that.
The eye is not undead.
I want to say I love the play of doing the Cure 4 on Vivi. You want to make sure one of those black mages has enough magic. Well, actually, it's the white mage who needs to have enough magic.
Ooh, the tail.
He's healing up. This has got to be to fight the eye again. Otherwise, you'd exit and you'd
Really,
save.
why not? It goes down to a quad X, but this is going to be the issue.
Well, it's not hitting that bad. It's just you really don't want to find out what's behind that frost. If something any stronger came out, it could wipe out his party.
I like this play though. He's got the quad X's. He's just going to exit out anyway. You might as well burn them off.
Yeah, I can buy that for $1. Use up the quad X charges here. And if you get into an off-tile encounter, Harm 4 is probably going to take care of business. A little low on the heals. The other thing is, Frost is an ability, not a spell. So if Eye has a spell list, we've not seen what that entails yet. That would be the fear, as something nasty comes out to ruin your progress.
Looks like he's going to burn all his charges.
Also, with that tail, you really want to get to Bahamut before 14 on the night. And you'd love to equip that opal armor, which is a lot better than what he has right now.
Yeah, but if you get to the class change before 14 on the night, you're not going to have to wait to get spells. Marsh will not let you leave.
Yeah, this is...
It's like Hotel California.
This is where, when you're playing these, it always feels bad to leave. In economics, they call it a sunk cost, that you can't get back the time you spent here, but it makes you feel like you just need something to justify it. And it's just, it really hurts, and it's really easy to do in the moment. I think we've all been there at some point, where you're just trying to get through a dungeon one time.
Oh, I've been there lots.
Alright, now Solaris is coming back for the TNT. The good move the grind did for him was giving him the money for it. Restocking the heals, probably to set up for going Volcano soon. But I think you class change now, head for turning into TNT before you see what's next.
Yeah, you're already in this neck of the woods anyway. You might as well do it before you check waterfall.
Arm 4 to throw out a bunch of undead. He can't check waterfall yet, we don't have the canoe.
Ooh, that is correct. We don't have the canoe.
Yeah, we don't have access to Ordeal or Waterfall right now as far as incentive locations go. We can get to Anrak, but you have to sail the ship there, and that will be Gaia at this point, which really doesn't matter without the bottle.
Yeah, Mageius has got to come up with a new strategy. Like, I like banging my head off a wall too, but this is getting out of hand.
Well, he continues to try for now. One of the things you can always do just to change things up a little, and I think this is what he's doing, is he's not hard resetting, so he's coming in on a different RNG cycle every time, trying to see if he can get the one. Meanwhile, Solaris. Oh, I hope you're not trying to go to Ordeals.
You're not going to be able to go there. Unless you got a canoe we didn't see off screen.
I can't imagine where. Yeah,
Nope.
He remembered as soon as he saw the river.
I think Mageius should get out now. Oh no.
Gaze.
Oh no.
Well, what does the drama know today?
Wow, what was
Yeah,
that?
man.
The werewolves just pulled out.
I didn't see past Gaze. Narek is just being a dork to Smithy.
There's the canoe. Adamant leads to canoe. TNT leads to canoe. TNT is very, very important. And werewolves are on crack, eh? Yeah, that is one solid canoe.
That makes a fourth unpleasant encounter. And this is something I still struggle with, is figuring out where my line is. But right now I'm kind of abiding by a rule of 3 as I play. If I see 3 unpleasant encounters, that just feels like too much to try and get past. But every runner has to find that line for themselves. Solaris in line to go to Castle Ordeals, which is almost certain. Actually, I believe it has to be required at this point, because we've already seen Tail, Ruby, and the Ribbon.
So it's probably going to be the loot. I'm going to guess loot. Kind of has to be the loot.
Whoever here should be required.
Because if our trackers are correct, the only thing Solaris is missing is the loot.
No, some of it is stacked, so we haven't seen the herb.
Yeah, because we're still missing the key.
Yes, still missing key as well.
Loot and key required for go mode at this point in time. Because he's got the Oxy Ale. He's got the chime and the cube.
No chime. Still needs chime.
Thought he picked up the chime.
No, it's just the cube that I recall. And also, still very much in need of a better weapon. He does not have an in-game weapon right now. Gargoyles are just one of those enemies that always seems really unpleasant to me. No matter what,
especially when they're unrunnable.
No matter what the seed, they always seem to find a way to be a jerk.
And they have no weakness to any particular spell.
3 hits.
Although Lightning 3 seemed to work pretty well.
Well, that was the whammy pillar, the one that takes you back to the start. Always good to see that one get out of the way early, though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I love
reset
these
out to get the
pillars.
encounter table in his favor. Plus, when you know what path to go, it's a really short dungeon, so it's a very heads-up play.
I actually never knew that fourth pillar was there until I started running the randomizer.
Right, Mageius is still trying to get both the crown and floater out of this marsh cave.
48
It's very
minutes.
much required, but very unpleasant to do.
And like he's not even getting any levels out of it.
And not this time. Solaris is about to find some treasure here in Castle Ordeals. And gotta be hoping for a better weapon among other things. So, even in this circumstance, I don't mind the black belt selection in this seed, but I would have loved to have seen back at Canaria area, just dropping everybody but the black belt and getting level 10 at least. Just something that would move your progress forward. And the black belt just can't take a lot of punishment at these low levels. But here Mageius is up a floor, trying to make something happen. He's got a harm 4 in the bank. He does. Against these big packs, it's a lot safer to kill them than it is to try and run from them, so I like killing them off. I'd also like to see him move that black mage up to the third spot, or the second spot.
I think he's got to get the black belt out of that first spot right now.
For what he's trying to do, I actually agree with leaving the black belt there. But you need the red mage in the fourth spot. I'd love to switch mage and Vivi right now. Oh, the bones, they have... Cast that harm 4. Cast it, thank you. Ah, the initiative just doesn't work. The bones with the lit too.
Poor Mageius.
By the way, it was the bottle out of Ordeal. I didn't really see anything else noteworthy out of the treasures, so Dill needs to find that good in-game weapon. He also has a lot more incentive to go to Gaia now, which will be at Onrak. In fact, with the canoe, this would be a great time to do that. Alright, Solaris into Gaia. He's got the bottle to turn in for another item. I'm not sure what he's looking for in armor, except maybe a silver bracelet. Absolutely a good point in chat that Mageius is a trooper. This takes a lot of dedication to be able to dedicate yourself to trying to get out of this, so it'd be easy to just throw up your hands and say, I can't beat this seed, but he's still trying.
And we got our herb. The green. The fairies had the green.
There's a bad joke in there somewhere, but let's not make it. Instead, let's go to the waterfall. So the story that Mageius is seeing is a really unpleasant marsh cave where there's 4 encounters that just want to kill you. If you find the bones, they have lit too. If you find the scums, they have rub. If you find the werewolves, they have crack. And some other thing was killing you. I think it was the scorpions. They just hit hard. So there's just a lot of unpleasantness, but 2 required items here. And Solaris has gotten up to 15, so good progress on that front. You want to be making steady progress on your levels as you go.
Yeah, Solaris has a really good lead at this point.
The Mud Golem's a little too much HP for Quad X to work. Oh, that was the other thing I was forgetting. Gargoyles had fire too.
Lobsters always hit like a truck.
That they do. Also, we get a quick appearance by Out of Bounds Bat. Oh, that is a nice bunch of Whiz Mummies. This would very much be worth Fire 3 harm for. Doesn't do it though. That would have very much been a worthy encounter.
There's the chime.
From the robot.
So now he has access to all 4 Fiends.
Still requires the loot for go mode.
Loot and key. There still is one item loose. So we'll see if he decides to do Volcano play now. Because he's got all his incentivized locations done. So let's see how he decides to route these Fiends in.
Level-wise really suggests Volcano to me. And the other thing that does is a lot of chests that are easy to get to.
Yeah, Volcano would... Oh, he's gonna try to herb, though. But yeah, Volcano is definitely your next choice. Oh, there's the key. Vanilla key! So now Solaris just looking for the loot. And some better weapons.
Known as Prince. There's our ice sword. That's the weapon he needs. That's a big time upgrade right now.
Yeah, still not an endgame weapon though.
No, but it is a whole lot better than he had.
But I mean, he's got lots of stuff to check now, so looks like he might clear out the Carnaria Castle and Dwarf Cave.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to do those, particularly before dungeon diving. He class changed, right?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
He's
I think I would have dungeon dived
now.
first, though, because there's more variety. There's a more... Ooh, the Dragon Sword. But there's a more variety of chests, like, there's more amount of chests in Volcano.
There is, but these are quicker to check. Plus, they set you up better for it. Pro Cape, a good find for a mage.
I wouldn't mind the loot being buried deep in Earth Cave somewhere.
That would be something. Okay, Mageius trying for another round with the wizards. He's able to run away. He's able to grab the floater. Can he get it out this time? Is this the run?
Ooh, don't go check that chest, man. Get out.
No, he's going for the free space. The free space in front of the door just to get any advantage he can. But it was the wrong level to be what he needed. Okay, he's up another level. He's not gotten past this level yet.
Did Solaris get anything good in Dwarf?
I didn't really see anything. Okay, he's back to the top level. He's never gotten this far yet. Can he make it happen this time? Is this the run? Come on, Mageius!
Does he have any spell charges left?
Boy, it'd be hard-pressed. He just didn't have that many to start with. The unrunnable shadows. He's really relying on the red mage to get it done. I'd throw drinks on the red mage, just anything to try and up your chances.
It's like Solaris is buying some pro rings.
Level 7 now. Don't take a step without healing. Come on, Mageius, heal! Don't let something cheap get you.
Oh, first
Gotta
strike,
get away from the rubs.
There.
He does. Steps away. He's got fresh air. He's got the items he got out of the Marsh cave.
He must feel like $1,000,000, but knows he's about an hour behind.
That it's satisfaction and frustration combined into one.
Solaris is now picking up his life too. Solaris is making a good move here. He's going to get all his spells. He's got all his armor he needs. I think he's about ready to wipe out some fiends here.
Nuke at level 5. He should even have some charges now. Mageius, I think, needs to do something like drop to 2-man strats and just power level that black belt from here out and hope for a tough Temple of Fiends. He spotted a big advantage to Solaris, but this is not done by any stretch.
Nope, the great equalizer looms on the horizon. All it takes is Kraken 2 to get slap happy and take those 8 tentacles of his and make mincemeat out of your fighter.
Bunch of money so far in this armory.
And if he has fast Kraken 2, well, forget it. No matter what you do, you're not surviving.
I think Solaris took a moment to appraise his inventory there and verify what he was still looking for, which is a very good move. A Zeus Gauntlet is a nice find. This is the other reason why
it's not really good for this partner, though. For this team. I mean, he's got nukes now. So
he doesn't have a lot of nuke charges. Zeus Gauntlet doesn't run out of charges.
Yeah, it's a lightning 2. I don't think you'll see him use it too much.
Not at this point, but like for going Ice Cave, it would have helped. That's why I like coming here.
I've had Kraken Honda hit fast and hit me for close to 2k or more.
Question in chat, which is worse, Marsh Dive or Earth Dive? Yes.
Marsh. Always Marsh. I would dive Earth 50 times, then dive Marsh once.
Here's the Peds. We hadn't seen them yet.
The EXPs.
Usually a great source of experience.
Ooh, he's got 3 charges of nuke. He laughing.
Yeah, a little bit of time against the eye did pay off.
Yeah, Solaris now, he's looking for his key for go mode, and then he's just gonna plow through.
Mageius versus Astos now. Finds out Astos has the ship, and not a lot of HP to go with it. May not be aware that it's going to be the Elfland dock. He's going to check by the doors and find out it's not here. Hopefully he goes to Elf now. Yeah, okay. I was worried he'd go back to Crescent, but he goes the right way. A Wizard Staff! That is a nice find when you're in Carrie's dungeon.
No, Ice Marsh is the worst cave in any Final Fantasy game ever made.
I don't know about that.
I'll take that to the grave.
I'd certainly have to think about it first.
Meanwhile, Solaris is continuing to clear out the armory and Volcano, and Mageius is now on his way to get his airship. I think he's trying to pop up the map there, but he doesn't realize you gotta...
No, take that!
Push B, then select.
That's your second best absorb helmet for the night.
What was it, the heal helmet?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good for a knight for sure.
He passed on that. I believe the absorb is actually the same as the silver helmet, but hey, it heals too.
Yeah, but the thing about Marsh Cave is bad in vanilla, and it's even worse in randomizer. Although I don't know, vanilla
it's annoying
Marsh is
vanilla,
rough.
but ooh, Opal Shield. That is very good on the absorb side. Plus, we don't have a better shield to use right now. Aegis would obviously be the best, but even an elemental shield right now, flame or ice, would be an improvement over the Opal with the Opal armor.
And we still have no ribbons.
We do. It was an incentive. Came from the pirates, I believe.
Oh, okay. I don't see any on our
Pirates
tracker.
gave us the ribbon. And that was the incentive ribbon.
Looks like Solaris is now gonna finish off the fire cave, the volcano dive, and probably take out Carrie while he's down here.
This cave is a lot of walking, but with how many free spaces you get walking through the lava, it tends to run a little bit faster. Mageius gets the Oxyale.
And now he's going to heal up a little bit, Solaris. So basically, if Solaris finds that loot, it's going to be go mode.
See, there's a good counter-argument for you in chat. The sealed cave in Final Fantasy IV. I would also submit the Dreadnought in Final Fantasy II.
Yeah, but those trapdoors, as long as you got wall, they're basically free.
Solaris gets more money. Still searching for this other loose item. Finds a second ribbon.
Puts it on his fighter. Don't know if I ate Core's hammer. And a white. Well, there's some good stuff for the white mage.
The white shirt is the same absorb as a gold bracelet, but with status protection the gold bracelet doesn't give, so it is the best for a white wizard.
And the Thor's hammer is the best weapon, excluding the Mazmun, that the white mage can use.
Yeah, the Ice Shield I would actually like to see Solaris equip, because then you've got 2 elements protected from your gear instead of just 1.
Mageius is finally in the air at 1 hour and 4 minutes. He's got a lot of ground to make up.
Here's the thing, on average for these flags, it's actually not a bad airborne time. It just happened to be a pretty early floater.
Yeah, he happened just to have a bad marsh. That's
and there's the Sun Sword.
But now I think this is his chance to grind that black belt.
Yeah, he just needs to find somewhere and go for it.
Because right now he's got to grind that black belt, dan everything, grind the black belt, and then just start clearing stuff. And hope the black belt can carry you. Looks like he's going for a treasury dive here.
I hate running away from red hydras. They're usually a really low HP enemy that's good experience. Not great experience, but good experience.
Well, at this point, Solaris really doesn't have to fight anything in here. He's probably going to take fights in Sky Castle and Water Place there, whatever it's called. Because that's the better experience fights, and he'll get levels as he goes along. See, he's going to check the incentivized fire chest. If Volcano is incentivized, this is the chest that you will have to check. For those that don't know.
Yeah, but of course in these flags that's not the case. The black shirt, though, with free ice 2s feels really good right here. Great dungeon to have that in. This is a friendly Volcano so far.
Hasn't been bad, and that's a bust. So now we'll see if Carrie's got anything on her plate. Or his plate, or its plate, or their plate, or however he wants to be called. Alright, here we go. About to encounter our first Fiend at the hour 6 minute mark. Let's see what Carrie's got. Solaris gonna heal up. Breaks the orb, and here we go. Just going all out with nukes and a white shirt. Whoa, 326. Roasting, Carrie.
Really love the use of the white shirt there too. Good use.
Carrie doesn't hit very hard though. 6 hits 6, so I'd say he's going down with the nukes. And there we go, our first orb lit at the 1 hour 7 minute mark. Now we'll see what Solaris decides to do next. Looks like he is going to Kraken. Meanwhile, Mageius is getting out with his armory dive, hopefully.
I like that. You picked up some good, useful stuff. Save it before going on further. That's interesting. Solaris passed on a chest there. Is this just a straight to mermaids before anything else move?
I like this play, actually. Taking a chance, miss a chest here and there. I like the risk factor.
We'll soon find out what it's worth. So far,
Ooh,
pays off big with
defensor.
curling and defense. Great finds.
He could equip that defense on his fighter and send the sun down to his red mage, but now he hasn't went to those 3 chests way in the back.
I really like that because if you're going to warp or exit, you do it from the furthest point. I actually started walking that way in my race yesterday, and then about 2 steps in, stopped and went back the other direction, realizing I was going to cast warp anyways, so I might as well do it from the furthest point away.
This is also the incentivized. There's 2 incentivized chests actually in the sea shrine.
Flame Sword is not what we were looking for, so defense is a great find, but not the key item we were looking for.
And he's not exiting out. He's
No.
probably going to go check the chests on the floor above.
Yeah, he made the gamble here. Now you've got a full clear with the encounters.
Yeah, because there's still that 1 loose item. And of course, it's got to be the loot by now, because I think we've seen just about everything else. And ghosts hit hard no matter what seed or whatever you're in.
A lot of undead. It'd be nice to move that second light axe.
Oh, he's got fire 3s, he's got nukes.
Yeah, but you don't run out of casts of light axe.
Yeah, but he's going to check these chests and that he's probably going to exit, put your house and go back in, I would think. So you might as well blow what you have now. Get your levels while you're in here searching. So I wouldn't be running from everything, I'd just be blasting everything apart.
The sharks aren't very good when they're by themselves. 2-pack of sharks, worthy of Lit 3. Question in chat, does Excalibur count as an incentive item? It does not. It will just be loose somewhere in the world. Sharks plus Big Eye, that's a good experience encounter. Very Lit 3 worthy.
Yes, Future, that loot is what's left, and it is a loose item.
Up to level 17 now.
So he needs the loot for go mode.
Fun fact if you didn't know, as he finds the Excalibur, which is a great find. Excalibur could certainly carry him to the end game. That room, he just picked it up, though, is locked by the Mystic Key. Fun fact you wouldn't know in vanilla unless you happened to talk to the door.
Now he's gonna go the other way.
He still has 2 chests on this floor he's not checked yet, but they are quick. Maybe he's just going to leave them till the end.
Or maybe he's just gonna take the chance and say they're not there.
I think if you full cleared and didn't find it, you still got to come back and check those 2, even if that wasn't your initial strategy. Yeah, the Knight is pretty armored, although I would like to see him switch the Ice Shield and Opal Shield.
Mageius is now clearing out the Cardi Isles. He's gonna find nothing of usefulness.
Now he moved to that second lit axe. There you go. No, stick... Mage staff! Mage staff! They're weak to fire! Undead, they don't resist harm spells, but they are actually have weaknesses to fire, so that makes the mage staff superior to the light axes.
Ooh, and the lobster's hitting like trucks as normal. And sleep touch.
That's what happens when you don't have armor. As for Rando, it was inside your heart all along. Welcome to the chat, buddy. Hope you're having a good night. We've got Solaris versus Mageius. This is round 1 of the Spring Tournament Swiss round. 5 rounds of Swiss to set the fields. Everybody getting their first opponent in. Mageius is about to see the TNT here at the vendor item. Can't afford it yet, though. As a very expensive vendor item today.
Solaris making his way deeper, praying he comes across that loot. Because full clearing Earth would be annoying. Trust me, I did it last night.
Probably would go Sky before Earth, I am guessing.
Well, I normally do the bottom part of the map, and then I go to the top part of the map. I'm already down there, might as well get rid of it while you're there.
Looks like Mageius was testing the waters of white magic for the red mage.
Well, there goes the ice shield.
Yeah. Opal shield is better with absorb, I think, by a couple points. The biggest reason I was harping on the ice shield is just to get 2 element resistances instead of 1. It's the same logic as doing flame armor ice shield or vice versa. The opal will resist lightning elemental, so stacking another element.
That's true.
Nice.
The knight does have the ribbon, so
that does kind of just trump everything, so yeah, the absorb is going to be better.
Solaris taking all these fights, which I agree with, because he's going to get his levels on the way down. And by the time he gets rid of the Fiends, he should be level enough for TOFR. Unless TOFR is nasty.
It's certainly capable of doing that. Now we've got Mageius locating on rack. So interesting, though, for as long as that Marsh Cave took, it was only about a half-hour difference for Mageius to get the airship than it was for Solaris. Still only level 8, though. That's the hard part. When you're an hour in and still under level 10, what has to happen for Mageius at this point? A level 32 black belt that mows through things a lot faster. I don't see any other scenario.
No, he's got to get that black belt leveled.
And there's the Masamune in Sharknado.
Best weapon in the game.
Is he gonna do
I am
Masamune
Team
Excalibur?
Mazmoon, thank you very much.
If he had a red mage, he might consider Masa Excal strats, but with the white mage, not so much.
Fun fact with the waters, they are actually weak to ice, not lightning.
Looks like they've got Sleep Touch. That could come back to play an impact in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I don't see the game changer hasn't showed up yet.
What's funny is Solaris is probably not very experienced with using the Masamune because he's does the FF1 PSP version speed runs. So plays very differently than the...
Good night, Irene.
Looks like he's going to swing at these lobsters one at a time while trying to run away.
That white mage does have life. But
Just
I
gotta
believe...
survive.
Oh, got the Cure 4 off.
It's a smart play. I like it a lot. He got out of there.
Oh, he's got life too. Laughing. Oh, more lobster.
Yeah, we've seen that's in the encounter table, those like back-to-back encounters. The way it shuffled.
I mean, you got lots of resources. Just get rid of them. Don't even risk it. I nuke lobsters. The second I see them, I nuke them.
Alright, coming up to the fight against Kraken. And really the only bad news is not having Brack. But fast on the Masa should do all you need.
The Mazda is all you need. Meanwhile, Mage is coming in with the EXPs here. See if he can get rid of them. That'd be a good boost for his black belt. Ooh.
Would like him to switch that fighter's position with one of the black mages, though. He's not going to. I'd like the little bit safer play, though.
He's pretty well geared. Kraken's not a big worry when he's in his vanilla spot. Oops, spoke too soon.
The white shirt's gonna help. And fast is gonna help. Hopefully this shot's enough. Not quite. Hold doesn't work. One more shot from the Masa should do it.
This nuke will probably finish him.
Yeah, that's it. And that's orb number 2. Solaris still needs loot and 2 more orbs.
So it looks like we're going to Sky Castle to full clear. Or is he going to go to Earth?
The good thing about Earth would be, at these levels, you'd mow through it pretty quickly. The bad thing is, it's
Earth would cause
Earth.
you no trouble. The bad news is that the chests are so spread out and rooms are so spread out that it's more of a time waste. I think he's going to go do a little restocking of his resources, and then we'll see what Solaris decides to do.
Looks like Mageius is doing the Agama check. This chest is trapped with the Agamas, so you can preview them before the Agama room and find out how tough they are. They hit his black belt pretty hard.
Ouch. Down goes the white. They're looking pretty tough.
Yeah, he's still only like level 9, so it makes them significantly harder.
Yes, sirdy, a Warmac has. I seen him last night, as a matter of fact, in my race.
We've seen him from the very first race, and I think that kind of started setting the tone for this first round.
I couldn't fight him, though, because I was very low on resources.
Because of the encounters, he's almost certainly going to be more frequent. Hey, the Opal Bracelet, I didn't even notice that earlier, but hopefully Mageius has that on his black belt. That is a pretty good piece of armor.
Yes, Trogdor, I did run from him, but I had about 10 heal potions left. I knew I still had to go through Tiamat. That Vorpal is going off that Sky Tower every race I do from now on. That's my good luck charm.
Will you go back if you've already done it and then find the Vorpal?
You know, I just might.
These are the questions of the day. Bunch of guards. They're not great. The guard sentry
really
encounter is okay
fighting.
because of the sentries are really good experience. Guards, not so much.
So we'll see what Sky Castle has to offer. He really doesn't need items like weapons and armor anymore. It's the loot. Once he finds the loot, he can stop chest checking.
Yeah, he'd be okay at this point. He doesn't have everything you could ask for. Like Dragon
He's got
Armor,
everything
Mage's
he
Shield
needs.
is better. But you are right, he has everything he needs.
Like, Solaris is thinking to himself, well, that was me last night. The second I found the key, I just noped out of the mermaids before finishing looting them. It'd be nice to see the loot nerd somewhere buried away, though.
We'll find out. We know it's not in the volcano, but what is that second ribbon that Mageius locates. He doesn't have the opal. Did I see that wrong? I must have confused where I saw it. Oh, it was in Sky. I'm sorry. That's why I messed up. It's in the Mirage Tower. That's okay. Yeah. I'd still would rather see a gold bracelet and a ribbon on the black belt than just going for the manly man strats. That really needs more levels to pay off. Chimeras are another great example of something that's too hard for the experience it gives. They're just a little too durable. Alright, so Solaris is through there. He's level 20. He's getting decent levels here. And if it comes to it, should be able to get through Earth Cave very easily. But does he get through the vampires very easily? Light Axe does good work here. This would be a great encounter for Harm 4 to come out to play. Oh, vampires have cremate. That could have been horrible if they had started with that. But Solaris is through. Mageius continues to work on this ice cave. He's down to 2 party members. Just not doing damage yet with that black belt. Finds an ice shield that does him no good. Reset out of the volcano. That's not the bad play because he just doesn't have the levels to take carry on, so he's got to figure out something different. But I think his only different option right now is going to Ice Cave. Oh, he's got to go Peninsula Power. That's... It's a little late in the game for that move, but for his level, it's a perfectly fine move. He needs more durability to get rolling, and sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just gotta make the play that can get you a little progress. Boy, I just really love him to see him somehow, someway drop this to 2 party members and level up that black belt faster. That's what he really needs. Damage poison from the trolls! They live up to their name! Oh, this seed is just so unforgiving for Mageius. Sky Castle's still not giving us the loot yet. Solaris that 1 item away from go mode. Now 21. The levels just creep higher for Solaris. These eyes get a lot weaker having moss immune. Now the star floor, not the greatest for searching, but it's what you gotta do.
This peninsula of power is poison.
This has just been a nightmare, but I really hope he's able to just somehow do this with just the red mage and black belt. Not everybody feels comfortable with two-man strats, but if you're gonna bring the black belt, you're pretty much committed to that from the first moment you choose that black belt. At least under these flags, in my opinion. He's opting to solo grind the red mage. Well, it's a bold strategy. We'll see how it goes.
He's gonna solo it with the red mage.
Get the red mage Masa and he could hit, but he's never gonna hit for as much as a high level black belt or knight.
Well, he's got no, he won a fast eater. Meanwhile, Solaris still looking for that loot. It is evasive.
Well, the good news about it is it naturally causes you to get more levels, and nobody ever really complains about going into Topher with too many levels.
No, because there's always ways to die in Topher.
Well, Mageius back in Onrak. I wonder if this will lead to a mermaid's dive. There's the dragon armor. Goodbye, Opal.
That's a find right there. Now we can move that ribbon off if he wanted to.
Yeah, there's advantages to keeping it, and I don't really think the magic's good enough for anybody other than the white mage to be justified a ribbon.
No, your black mage got your fast.
You can life them. You only need them cast on the first round.
You just like to shoot me down at every step, don't you?
No. I said you had good points.
There's a wasted gold Cheerio. Is this loot actually gonna be in Earthgate? Because there's 2 chests left.
Chests. Now 4 more.
Wow, Solaris gonna be like, what the fudge?
Now the Sentry, they tend to be a little bit high on the HP, but also really high on the EXP. They're pushovers today, though.
You got Mazmoon. Everything's a pushover when you got the Mazmoon.
And there's the Aegis shield.
Well, now that fighter is stacked. Power. Oh yeah, he's stacked.
We've gone from good enough to everything you could ask for.
Solaris, grab that. Solaris, get that Vorpal and toss it off. Oh, Solaris. I don't like you anymore.
We know what position these runners are in. Solaris doesn't, and you're still going to feel the pressure, especially the longer you're looking for this loot. What if your opponent went to Earth Cave? What if they found that loot that you didn't, and they go-mode this Sky Castle? They could do it so much faster than you, and if you can easily doubt yourself thinking things like that.
Yeah, he left the Vorpal behind. He's got the Mesmundo. And he's got the Excalibur and the Sun, so doesn't really need the Vorpal. I would have thrown it off the Sky Tower, but that's just me.
Actually, something chat said just made me think of something else. I don't believe he ever went back for the 2 chests on the first floor of Sea Shrine. So he's got those. He's got
still the chest
in Marsh.
And there's a chest in Northwest Castle.
And also 3 in Temple of Fiends.
Can you imagine if that loot is keylocked, Marsh? That's the last place anybody's ever gonna go.
In my case, it was dwarf. Not dwarf, ruby chests. I actually checked keylock Marsh first. That didn't work out for me.
Alright, Will. Good luck, man. There, the black belt's finally going to get some levels.
Yeah, so the story, as it is right now, Mageius needs a bunch of levels to get some momentum. Solaris needs the loot. And chat needs to put some bless RNGs out there if they want to see Warmech.
Warmech's been pretty, hasn't been too shy in this flag set so far.
Well, when you shuffle the encounters, you're taking him off Group 7, which is the second rarest. So, a lot of the time, he's going to become more common.
Wiz Vamps, some good experience here as well. Right now, Solaris has good armor and weapons. He's got good levels. Just needs that loot. And it's looking like it's going to be in Earth.
One thing I would have liked to see him do there, though, is use Cure Force instead of the heal potions, because he was over max, and that's a nice thing to take into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I probably would have left VV low and hope he died on the way and just used the life 2 on him.
I mean, I can't spend the whole seed lobbying for 2-man strats.
Slimes are unrunnable, and they are plentiful on this bridge.
Take my EXP!
Shouldn't be much of an issue. I mean, he's geared to the teeth right now, so. But I'd be busting out the nukes here.
Chat asks if Warmech is patrolling. That's actually one of the 3 flags. He's on vanilla behavior, so Bridge of Destiny is where he can pop up.
Ooh, they don't like the Fire 3 too much.
No, they seem to have some magic defense, though, so it's like 50-50 if they're resisting or taking the big damage. Good hero walk across this bridge. Nagas and airs. You always have to wonder when you get into that encounter, is this gonna be the one? Sorcerers and Mudgalls.
He's not safe yet. There is still the tiles inside the room.
Another Sorcerer Mudgall. Dark, and he doesn't even have Lamp to deal with it. Well, he'll just have to settle for running away.
I don't think I would have been running away. I think I would have been busting out the nukes for more levels. Because, I mean, he's got Tiamat here. It's not going to be much of an issue.
Yeah, he's going to be an okay level going into Temple of Fiends Revisited. It's certainly fine levels for your party.
Although you can Bane Tiamat, as well as break him, so. But with the Mesmun, you need no other weapon. Fast Power Gauntlet. Cool. Actually, Warmech is unrunnable in the vanilla version of this. You meet Warmech on the bridge in vanilla, you're fighting him.
Does Solaris go for the key locations he's not been to yet, or does he go for the Earth Cave? He's lined up for Earth Cave. Statistics are on his side. There's more chests here than outside of here. However, there's also more encounters.
Yeah, and he does have six quick chests he could check if he wanted to. He's got the 3 in TOFR, and he's got the 3 in the Northwest Castle. If the loot is in the Sea Shrine in one of those chests he did miss, I don't know if he's going to remember to go back.
That's quite the question. You got to imagine that's the last place he's going back to.
Oh, trolls with stare too.
Goes down.
Well, actually, Helock Marsh is going to be the last place.
Temple of Fiends chests. Solaris has missed a room though. There's a room on the west side. It's just different routing through here. Second Pro Cape there. And a whole bunch of gargoyles to get in the way. That's the difference a few levels and some ribbons make. That's a lot less damage from fire, too. Trolls are trolly. No kidding. They have poison damage to live up to their name. Oh, and the Zombuls have toxic. I didn't see that earlier. This is a really unpleasant peninsula power. Okay,
gotta
so
get
let's
rid of a
remember
few
the other
characters.
unrunnable Earths.
A little bit of fire, get rid of them. They're weak to fire. And the Masmoon. Everything is weak to the Masmoon, of course. Mageius just can't win for losing with those trolls.
Now, he doesn't have a ribbon on the black belt, which is probably who needs it most here. There's our loot! Go mode for Solaris. He doesn't even bother checking the other chest in here.
Doesn't have to check another chest.
There's really
Get
nothing
the Lich, wipe him out, and go.
There's just really nothing else for him at this point. He's got everything. I suppose theoretically there's another ribbon, but you don't need it. Two is plenty.
Yeah, you won't see Solaris check another chest now.
You might check Vampire just because it is literally right there.
The only... I don't know if there's anything else he needs.
Oh, there's nothing he needs, but another ribbon would be nice. Took 1 hour 38 minutes for SolarysDrix to get into go mode. Now, just needs to restore the Orb of Earth, and then do battle. Chaos in the past.
Now is he thinking to himself, did Mageius come to Earth first? Find this loop? Then he wouldn't have had to do all the other things.
Mageius still tries to find enough levels to satisfy his goal on this Peninsula power. I gotta imagine that's 16, because that's where the Black Belt starts becoming what the Black Belt can be. You know, we talk about the big levels for the Black Belt, but a 16 Black Belt is a reasonable damage dealer. And then at that point, you could potentially talk about an eye grind to get over the hump. The damage poison is just devastating, though.
Solaris is now seeing the damage poison from the trolls.
Yeah, a lot less painful with the ribbons.
Tell that to the black mage that's face down.
Alright, Mageius looking for the volcano now. So, I can't imagine he's thinking going for carry right now with the level 12, but maybe he's thinking spells will carry me.
Yeah, I think Mageius is just, after that Marsh thing, he's just, let's get it over with.
You hate to let a seed beat you. I mean, it's one thing, you just tip your hat to another runner who can do something faster than you can, but you hate to let a seed beat you. Even awful, horrible, non-fun seeds.
Just walking in, nuke, and and that is it. Solaris has all 4 orbs lit, all the items he needs for go mode. It is TOFR time.
Probably will stock up on heals first.
Lord of the Synth, Mageius spent 50 minutes trying to get out of Marsh Cave.
Well, when you factor walking, there's probably more like 30-35 minutes, but yeah. It was Harsh Cave, as chat has dubbed it. I like that. Harsh Cave. Harsh Cave was a heartbreaker tonight. Now Mageius getting back that ribbon he saw earlier.
Solaris restocking, getting ready to go. Now we're gonna see if TOFR is all it's cracked up to be. Now, unless this is a completely horrible TOFR, I think Mageius is way too far behind to catch up now.
Well, the levels are good enough for the average of these flags. A difficult Temple of Fiends under these flags, though, this is low. So, don't write the story till the dot-duns are in. The badmen, they can just be an unpleasant thing to deal with.
I mean, I don't know why he's not burning his nukes, to be honest. Because the fighter with the Mazmoon, you know you can go through the Fiends a bit fast.
Yeah, something like the 9 badmen, you're
Something
worried
like this,
you just
you'd waste
roll
a
a
nuke.
skill or ability that just drains your HP and kills the mages.
Yeah, it's definitely worth blowing a nuke on this. If that white mage dies, though, he's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think he went and learned spells with the knight.
He did not.
Cure 4 and Ruse would be big pickups. To answer a question in chat, the only way the loot placement was going to help Mageius, I think, is if it had been in the first floor of Sea Shrine, because Solaris skipped those.
That or Keylock Marsh. But then Mageius would have to go digging for it then, so...
Finds the Sun Sword, that'll be a welcome sight for the Red Mage, who was not wielding much before.
Was this Phantom unrunnable? Because he gives you nothing for experience.
No, it's just an unpleasant encounter all the way around.
He's
Okay.
not even validating himself.
Chat says Cure 4 was white mage exclusive. I'll buy that for $1. But
Yeah,
Ruse wasn't.
I don't know much about that red mage slot stuff. I just go and check, and if you can't use it, I just move on.
Yeah, it's an advantage if you can learn, but I don't trust myself enough to be right.
I just don't want to put the effort in to learn.
But theoretically, it's more effort to check every time. I just don't want to risk being wrong more than anything.
Solaris is still taking fights on the way down. He must not be sure of his levels, to be honest.
I don't know my knight swing levels, but if you're anywhere close to an extra swing on Masa, you'd certainly want to do that. But durability is also nice as well.
I think 26 would be the next hit for the fighter.
Oh, you definitely would want to get that before Kraken then.
He's gonna have to waste a lot of resources healing up, though. I don't like some of these fight selections.
The Chimeras are good experience. The Chimeras are not. The 2 Chimeras with 1 Chimera is a good encounter. I don't like the other way.
Wonder if Mageius is about to start his grind or not.
These Agamas weren't that good for that earlier, and he does not have a weapon for the black belt. He's not high enough level to punch, and he doesn't have Masamune. If he had Masamune, he could do this.
Chimeras would stop. Pulling out the old heel helmet strat.
They are unrunnable, though, so you're stuck with it.
White shirt's a good idea. Haven't seen a spell out of the Agama yet, so.
Mageius is still going to need to find the loot, which is loose in Earth Cave. There's a lot
And
of
it's
things
in
out
one
there.
of, and that loot is in one of the doors that a lot of people don't think to check because they don't know it's there.
It's a really unpleasant one because it's also guarded by the Earth. Level 25 now. Almost has it before getting to... Got a Lich.
Who's playing over there, Will? So we can kind of hype that matchup after this one's done.
We have a lot of FFR action going on here on Speed Gaming throughout this tournament.
Oh, and the black belt is down. Is he gonna mage this, I wonder?
I mean, I'm starting to wonder if he'll solo grind the red mage on the quote-unquote strength of the Sun Sword.
The Agama is hitting pretty hard.
Yeah, we saw that
Solaris
earlier.
is
It's high on the
still fighting.
HP, too.
I'm kind of questioning Solaris' choice here.
I think this is to get 26 before Lich, which I wouldn't necessarily say that's necessary, but if that's what you want to do, commit to your strategy. Whatever you're going to do, you have to just make sure it gives you a chance.
He's all little life.
Well, that's really unfortunate then.
And here we have Lich. Let's see if Lich comes out swinging. Light axes. Tornado.
Oh, yeah,
There's a big spell. And he
Took out
didn't
one of the
heal
black
before the
ones.
fight either.
Not respecting Lich. He needs to get the initiative here. Got the Cure 4 off.
Ever don't respect Lich.
A big AoE they're getting off before Rosa could cast, or even an attack against Rosa. Cure 4 off. Could have been devastating. Solaris is 24 in his knight. At least 25, if not 26.
Lich was pretty beefy.
Down goes Lich. Yeah, 25.
He's got lots of life too in Cure 4, so...
Couple of Agamas. Solaris can take a pass on that.
Yeah, I don't really see him fighting anything else. There's really no reason to. With a fast and the power bonk, one extra
Well, when it's
level on the
unrunnable, you
fighter.
don't have a lot of choice.
No, but one more level on the fighter. Use your nukes, man. What are you saving them for?
Ice 2 should be very good here. Ice 2 plus Light 2. I don't think he'll have a problem clearing everything out. Unless their magic defense is too high. And
Their
is.
magic defense is high. And I don't think they're weak against anything either.
Only the one left. I actually would have liked to see him swing at the Agama instead of the Giant, but that worked out. He's in the clear, and 4 more Agamas in the way of getting the carry. This time he's gonna respect the Fiend.
Alright, coming up on the 2-hour mark. Mageius has engaged carry without his black belt. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
He does have the nukes. Ice 2 is not going to be effective, though. If he's got the Wizard Staff, that would be a good play here. I'm not seeing it, though.
Ooh,
Oh, slow!
Meanwhile, Carry getting nuked down. Fast on the fighter. This could be all but over. Ooh, Carry takes a crack at the black belt mage.
Carry in double vision with the 2 runners.
Solaris onto the more dangerous water floor now. Coming up on the Kraken.
Plenty of enemies that get in your way here. Seems to be on a good part of the encounter table. I say that, and then you get 3 water encounters in a row.
Alright, folks, it's time to release the Kraken.
I prefer my Krakens fully leashed, thank you.
I want to see fast, and then I want to see, like, 18 hits.
Now Solaris gonna change the party. There we go. Hadn't seen that strat come out yet. Was hoping to see it here.
And here we go. Fast on the fighter. Nuke. Ooh, he's going with Bane. Bane's not gonna work on this version of Kraken.
3 256. If you have nothing better to do. Plus, what else are you gonna do with those Bane charges? Slow 2! That is not a nice sight.
That is a very nice sight, especially when it doesn't hit your fighter.
Well, it's not nice if it comes around to your fighter. That is not a spell you want Kraken to have.
I think Kraken's going down in one swing here.
Only 300
Ooh,
damage.
Got some good defense on the go.
Fire 2, not very scary.
Kraken's trying to heat his dinner up here. Before he moves in for the kill. Food is always better warm.
Got a couple white shirts off to raise the
Fire
evade.
3.
Black mages are down. Now you gotta be worried about the big hit. If Nuke comes out, he's probably down to just one man. 600 damage, not enough.
Tough.
White mage, down to 1E. Is a big spell or skill coming from Kraken before the Cure 4. Masamune takes care of business. That was razor thin. If initiative had not gone Solaris' way, he could have been without Rosa and trying to finish this with just the knight.
But with a ribbon, the Masmun, the power gauntlet, the defense sword, it's very possible to get through this with just the knight.
It's possible, but it's not fun.
Alright, let's see now. This is Gatekeeper number 2. And we still haven't seen any of the big spells. We haven't seen nuclears. We haven't seen nuke. Haven't seen
Tornado's been our biggest so far.
So everything is still out there. Gonna go with the same strategy. Fast, the fight. Nuke, white shirt, and power gauntlet. Good strategy. I like this.
Getting the initiative. Getting all the turns in before Tiamat. There's Fire 3. Little chip damage. Good hit from
for
Nuke.
304. Just nuke him now. Bane.
Take no prisoners. The initiative again in Solaris' favor. Not so good a hit from Nuke. 1,000 damage is enough to take out Tiamat. There's
And
600
we're
from the
on
Masa.
to the big fella.
600 from the Masa plus. Never take for granted that you won't get an encounter after Tiamat. You very likely will.
This floor has the highest encounter rating in vanilla, next to the floor before Tiamat.
And we are on to the floor of chaos. The final
gonna
showdown
move stuff
about
around?
to take place.
Is he gonna send his fighter down?
Yeah, has definitely shown the willingness to do that. Did it for Kraken, did it for Tiamat. Now here it comes for Chaos. Just shy of the 2-hour mark. It's about to be Solaris versus Chaos.
Rearranging his party. And here we go, the big feller.
We saw the Fiends be pretty mild so far. What does Chaos have? And how long does it take us to find out? 200 damage from the nuke's pretty good. Only one hit. That's pretty soft on the physical damage from Chaos.
Now it's just all out now. Another nuke.
More nukes. Solid damage. It doesn't seem like the magic defense is that high. There's
the nuclear. Not much of... Ooh, good rolls, though.
Nuclear not as strong as Nuke, but if another one comes out, Rose is down.
I think he's got the fighter powered up enough now that I don't think there's much to worry about.
Veteran move with the Cure 4 against on the Knight because you're no guarantee you're going to get another turn. Now this turn you do the Cure 4 on the White Mage. No sticking with White Shirt.
Defense.
1,000 damage, it doesn't matter. Solaris takes down Chaos, the world is saved.
Get
First
your
place
GGs
with a
out
time.
in chat, folks.
Time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Meanwhile, Mageius is stocking up. Is Mageius going to run this out? Mageius heading for the ice cave.
And
We'll see if we can get Solaris in here for an interview.
Very well done for Solaris. This seed had its bumps along the way. It was a long search for the loot. Still got the sub 2 hours in. A very good effort. $194 battles. Only 7 times he struck first, ambushed 3 times the rate. That's not even counting resets, I don't think. Alright, we still have Mageius continuing. Probably wants to find out what the answer was to this seed.
I don't know if anybody was talking to Solaris. I closed down MIRC a while ago.
He's not said anything yet.
Good on Mageius to run this out, though. But he's still got a ways to go. But he should not have much trouble with Ice Cave, because he has all the tools.
Is that Solaris?
Hello.
GG to you.
Thank you, GG.
So what was your first thoughts after finishing that one?
It was a nice, smooth seed, I thought.
Other
No
than that
real
Marsh
big
Cave, huh?
surprises. Oh, yeah. That was about the only thing I really had a lot of trouble with.
Yeah, unfortunately Mageius had a lot more trouble.
Ooh, ouch.
So the seed was pretty giving on the stuff, and at least except for how long it took to cough up that loot for you.
Oh, yeah. As I was getting down and down, I'm like, please don't be at the end of Earth or the lock chest in Marsh. I don't want to go back in there.
That actually brings up a question I had. What prompted your decision to leave those 2 chests behind in Sea Shrine on the first floor?
I honestly thought that if it was there, it's an easy, quick check. Because of the first, after the hard reset, you got that big, long no encounter. So it's a nice, easy, quick check if I needed to. I'd have done that before going back into Marsh Cave.
Oh, that's fair. Got Mageius trying to get out of Ice Cave now. So how's your experience been with these Swiss flags in between your race and practice?
Well, this was the first one that I actually finished in under 2.5, 3 hours, so this was much easier than most of my other flags I've practiced.
Yeah, so Solaris, How'd you like that, Marsh? I know nobody does, but it took oh my god.
It took about 30 minutes, 35 minutes for
Mageius. I think
Mageius.
Mageius left the swamp cave at about the 54-minute mark.
Ooh, ouch.
He had major trouble. Like, everything in there was bad.
Yes, everything in there was bad. I 100% agree. But having 2 casts of ice and a cast of Harm 4 really made it a little easier, I thought.
Definitely did. You were a few levels higher and had those extra spell charges, and I'm not sure you saw things that, like the gargoyles with fire too, the werewolves had crack. There was a lot of unpleasantness in that
I didn't
cave.
see the werewolves with crack, no. Ouch.
Well, you get to head on to the 1-0 bracket. Any thoughts about that?
I'm just, I'm eager. I know a lot of, there's some pretty good runners in the 0-1 bracket, and there's a lot of good runners in the 0-1 bracket, so either way, I'd be having a test, I think.
With the rules of the tournament, the next forced will not be a white mage, and the next banned will not be a thief. Any predictions or hopes as to what they will be respectively for the next round?
I would like to see actually a black mage banned and maybe a forced thief. That'd be interesting, I think. Force people to use that red mage.
That's right up my alley. The Mageius is going through the ice cave, but he kind of took a wrong turn there. There's no chest down that way, but...
Well, he's still looking for a bunch of items. We know that loot is loose, so he's got to find it. Finds the power gauntlet. That's going to be a welcome sight. Also a welcome sight is that he's finally got that black belt to 16, which is where it really starts to improve.
But anyway, I have to depart, so GG Solaris. It's a good run. And maybe I'll see you in 1-0.
Maybe.
Alright, thanks for joining me, Canuck.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry I had to be a little quiet today. I ran into a few issues there on the phone and stuff, so... But next time I'll make sure I'm free.
Alright, so we've got Mageius in a position now where he should be able to run through the seed a little faster. But let's see what happens here. He's got the wizards trying to run onto the treasure. Nothing there. See what happens next. He's about to go onto the eye. The eye has frost. Let's see what happens here.
I was really surprised that the eye was XXX range.
Now he finds the tail, which was not required. It's useful, but not required. And that brings us to the point where Mageius has decided to withdraw from this race. Obviously knows the outcome, where Solaris is already finished, and just was a really, really unpleasant early game. But it takes a lot to put yourself out there in front of a crowd, so Mageius gave us a show today. He made that Marsh Cave work, and everybody was celebrating for him when he got there. When he was able to get out of there. He finally found the right RNG path, but at the end of an ice cave, after all that work, he finds just the tail, and that was enough for him to decide this wasn't one he wanted to sink another hour into or so. Mageius will join us in just a moment here. You did pass on the Vorpal. Would you have taken it if you didn't already have Masa?
If I didn't already have a nice weapon, I was going to take Vorpal, yeah.
You found pretty good succession there. I think it went Sunsword, then, oh hey, here's an Excalibur, and then, oh hey, here's a Masamune.
Everything was in Sea Shrine there.
I think it would have been interesting if the seed had just taken a slightly different direction. If you had gone Earth Cave first and gotten the go mode, the equipment wouldn't have been nearly as nice.
No.
Still, we did get that early Opal armor, which is, I believe, #1 for Absorb.
Yeah. And I think I still would have got Mazza, because I usually always check that Shark NATO room, because it's just on the way. It's an easy check, an easy quick check.
Okay, we're going to give Mageius another few moments here to see if he's able to join us. There is a lot of Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer ahead as this tournament goes on. There's still plenty of action left in the first round of this tournament. At about 15 minutes ago, we started up on another of the speed gaming channels with Melee Wizard and Crab Cakes. Then later tonight, Wout and Dingwu will be racing. Tomorrow, the 10th, we've got a bunch of action on speed gaming. 6:30, Kiyu Katsuki and Doogie MacGyver. We've also got at 8 o'clock Arson Horse and Edgeworth, one I'm really excited for. Also, Captain Nerd and Lord of the Synth taking each other on tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. So much action ahead with this randomizer. And we've got Mageius in the house. You got through Marsh Cave.
Yeah.
So you kept looking for the RNG path. I think the biggest question is, did you consider leaving and doing a level grind? I see it lighting up, but now I'm not getting any audio. Let's try that one more time. Are you with us, Mageius? Well, apparently Discord's being Discord, because I can see him trying to talk, but I don't hear it.
Can you hear me now?
There it is.
Good. Don't know what that was.
Yeah. That
anyway, what I was saying was, I kind of figured after I finally got out of Marsh, it's like, yeah, I'm probably behind if my opponent went and grinded. The main reason why I didn't go and grind was how far and where was the nearest town that I could get to that I could raise people.
It'd be Corneria.
Yeah, and how far was the best grind spot with Pop?
If you had to go Pop, it was a significant distance.
That's why I kept diving. So I figured eventually I could waste out all of my heal charges, pick up a handful of levels, and then maybe somehow, go for the RNG table till I finally found a, thing that I could get through, because, well, what can you do?
Well, I asked this of Solaris, and I'll ask it of you. Next round will not have the same force, and not have the same demand. So, anything you're expecting / hoping for next round?
Well, considering Thief actually is an option, then I'll take whatever I can get on that one. I'm just glad that we won't have to deal with a nun as a forced.
Yeah, that will not be a thing that happens in any rounds. So, Solaris, I'll start with you. Any final thoughts on this one?
GG Mageius. Good luck in the next round.
And Mageius, any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, sorry about that. The thing for my mic fell out, so I had to fix that. Anyway, I'm just for a first time back, being rusty is like, not the best seed to do that on, but it was fun overall.
All right, well, we're glad to have you, and wish you both the best going forward in the rest of this tournament. Unless you race me, in which case, yeah, you know how it goes. Thank you to each and every one of you who joined us on the broadcast. A first-time tracker for us from Twitch and Chilled. Thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us. And hope everybody has a great rest of your day.